Welcome to PTI Video. We've got Kush Kapoor with us. He's the CEO of Roseate Hotels and Resorts. Kush, welcome to PTI Video.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You launched the Roseate Hotels and Resorts brand in India. What's the direction that the brand is now taking? You focused more on fewer properties and have not expanded as aggressively as your competitors. What's the strategy and the thought process behind this?
Thank you. The vision from the day one was very simple and very clear. As a brand, we definitely want to be the best, not the biggest. And it's been about 9+ years now. We started the brand with the first hotel in the Aerocity Roseate House, along with our resort. And I was very fortunate and blessed to have owners who had complete trust and faith on me and my team. And the team has done a fairly good job on that part. And we always have support from the owning company at the back. The vision moving forward has been very simple and clear, as I mentioned earlier. So we will always have 2 to 3 hotels. When we build the hotels, we build as per our own specifications. We always want to create a positive disruption in the market because we've seen the way hotels are mushrooming everywhere in India, which is a positive sign the way the India is growing also. However, we always wanted to create our own space for our employees and then our guests as well. Now, when I say it means that none of the hotels, current hotels, we have 5 hotels in the United Kingdom and 3 currently operational in India. And we got hotels lined up, our own hotels also. None of the hotels are similar to each other in terms of the architect I'm talking about in terms of structure, design, color, shape, anything you talk about. The only thing which is similar is the employees, their training, their skills, and the way they interact with each other and along with the guests. So the focus is on the quality, the focus is on the value given back to the employees and to our guests on that part. And we want to continue with this vision moving forward. And it has shown amazing results for us on that part.
So, how do you plan to drive revenue growth from the India market? Is the focus going to be only on the luxury and upscale segments, or are you also looking at a mid-scale growth strategy, expanding in tier 2 and tier 3 cities in India?
Yes, you're right. The way everybody is looking at India, I guess India is the only one of the destinations where the entire world is looking into, be it investment, be it business, be it anything. Also with the kind of population, we are the largest population. We are the youngest population in the world also. In India, just for our information, we do about 1 crore weddings in every single year. So, 1 crore weddings mean the amount of business potential it has just from the MICE segment, which we call as social functions, weddings and everything. And in India, we are good spenders when it comes to wedding and social events on that part. So having said that, yes, the focus is very heavily now in India. It's always been India in the beginning also on that part. We definitely want to be in the upscale market, which we kind of captured in whichever cities we are in on that part. We definitely would like to go, and we are already in plans that we are moving into also as our plans in tier 2 and tier 3 cities also. For us, the most important thing is the location for our hotels. So in case we are able to find the right location, we definitely obviously get into that and we start building up our own hotels. Moving forward, yes, we are also getting good proposals and offers from the owners and the owning companies who are keen to partner with us in terms of management agreements. So right now we are also looking into that also.
So Roseate currently has 8 hotels and resorts in operation, including 5 in the UK. And you've mentioned that you're targeting a portfolio of 25 hotels by 2030. Could you give our viewers a sense of how many out of these 25 properties will be in India and how many will be abroad?
As I said earlier also, we are very keen to operate hotels in United Kingdom. We have 5 out there, 3 currently in India. Noida 1 should open up, that's right, at the new international airport, the Jewar terminal. That should open up in a year's time. We will also expand our Rishikesh property post this monsoon. We are also having a land bank in Goa, so we'll also should get into the development of Goa property by this year end. We are very keen to get into the places like Dubai and few of 1 or 2 countries in Europe, also the key markets of Europe. Having said that, when I'm looking for India, there is a huge growth which everybody is seeing right now with the way the people are moving around in the country, domestic travel, leisure travel, everything is on the rise. We definitely are targeting the tier 2, 3 cities, including the cities which are very famous for pilgrimage cities. So we are in talks with the people who are keen to partner us and bring us on board as a management contract. So we're talking about 2025, even if we talk about 6 years down the line, 2030, even if we have 2 to 3 hotels every year, we are definitely closer to the numbers what we were talking about earlier.
So you sort of preempted my question. I was going to ask you about whether you plan to have managed properties in your portfolio, because your competitors, most big hospitality brands, do have a mix of owned as well as
Sure.
managed properties in your portfolio. How many managed properties are you looking at? If you could share a number with us, say by 2030, what is the outlook for that?
There is no defined number, as I said, because the brand is very clear in terms of the quality. We are absolutely clear that we want to deliver the experiences. And when you talk about experiences, the numbers in terms of the expansion doesn't really matter. I can just take an example of the Four Seasons in the world. They've been like 100 years in place in the world. They just have about 130 plus hotels all across the globe. But the elite traveler or the people who are looking for authentic experience, they know the Four Seasons everywhere. So I'm not trying to copy Four Seasons as my brand, but yes, the intention is to be one of the best in the world. So 2 to 3 hotels moving forward, it has to be experience both for my employees and both for my guests. And if you've created that, your revenues automatically flow. And people who really want to get the experience, and I believe everybody in today's time want experiences, right? We go out on the weekends and you see the restaurants are all choco-blocked. You ask for a hotel stay on the weekends, the hotels are all choco-blocked. So it's the generation who wants the experience. We're able to give the experience from our brand. We have no dearth in terms of where we see the brand to take it forward.
So take us through your international expansion plans. Elaborate a little, because you shared that Dubai and a couple of places in Europe is what you're looking at, apart from UK, of course, which is your key market.
Sure, sure.
Which are the other markets that you're looking at?
We are definitely looking at Dubai in case we're getting a good piece of land, right location. We are definitely open to places like Italy, France, and even Switzerland, because that helps us to serve the key aspect in terms of the right clientele we are talking about. And if I'm looking between the kind of a distance or a gap between UK and in India, the Dubai and the Europe fits perfectly in our portfolio. From even for our guests to travel and pick up these cities when they're going for a longer duration of their stays on that part.
So, in terms of the number of room keys, since you're targeting 25 hotels by 2030, what is the number of room keys that we're looking at? And also, in terms of hiring, how many people are you planning to hire in India and also abroad?
When you talk about the number of keys, the number of rooms in the hotel, for us, it's the quality which will always matter over the quantity. We are always taken as a boutique property. We are always taken, Roseate brand has always been part of the experiential brand. I'll give an example. For my Rishikesh property, there's only 17 private villas out there. And it does fantastic for us. If I take over a bath property in United Kingdom, it has only 21 rooms. It's just one house and it's got 21 rooms out there. So it's not the numbers which matter. It mostly matters the quality and the experience what you created out of that product, out of your people for your customers out there. The numbers can range for a property from a 25 room to 30 room property. One thing is very, very clear. We're not going to be a shadi or a wedding hotel. We don't want to have hotels where you have 300 and 500 rooms. So we are very clear on that part. Anything ranges between a 30 room hotel to a 250 room hotel we are very keen to get into that segment on that.
So coming to the larger picture now, foreign tourist arrivals have not picked up in India and gone back to pre-COVID levels. From a policy perspective, and given India's enormous potential as a tourist destination, what do you think needs to be done by the government and by the industry as well to attract more foreign tourists to India?
First of all, obviously, we know what's happening all across the globe in terms of the war zones, right? So by the time that settles down, in the meantime, I will always take the dual ownership along with the government that the hoteliers as a community also have to do a lot of stuff on their own. I'll take some basics out here. When you talk about the working conditions in the hotels, we've been talking and we've been listening all across the media and everywhere. The working conditions for the employees, first of all, in the hotels has to get much better. When I'm talking about the conditions, there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm talking specifically of the working hours. That needs to be rationalized. Second, the pay needs to be way high, the amount of time, the energy the employees spend in the organization. If we're able to take these two things in place, we definitely will have more students joining the hotel management institutes, which means they'll be coming to the hotels to join. The challenge right now in India is you've got enough and more hotels coming up, opening up in future. There is hardly any employees. And when I'm talking about employees, there's hardly any quality left now, which is the biggest challenge we hoteliers are already facing, and it's only going to get worsened in case we don't wake up and get things done. From a government point of view, I will always say it's the government and the hoteliers have to join hand in hand. especially India needs to be taken as a safe destination. And I'm not saying that these incidents do not happen abroad. It happens everywhere. But we are only talking about our country. We're only concerned about our culture out here. So from a safety point of a tourist I'm talking about, the way if we are able to take care of the people when they come out of the airport, that's the first experience, right? So are they being safely driven to the hotels where they're going, or they've been taken around and then they land into the hotels on that part? Third, obviously, as an industry, we've been requesting to the government also if we can have the GST rationalization. The amount of licenses to open the hotel and to keep running the hotel is humongous. We have examples in front of us. You talk about Singapore, you talk about Dubai, and there are a lot of small countries who've done fantastic in terms of making a single window clearance for the hoteliers to operate it smoothly and efficiently. So I guess clubbing of these things, and one last but not the least, I would definitely say, we definitely should have a hotel university, a travel tourism university in the country, which is definitely the need of the hour for us.
It's a very interesting suggestion. Kush, also in terms of easing up visa processes, how do you view that? Do you believe there's a need for further easing the visa processes, also to increase the number of direct flights to India to attract more foreign tourists?
100%, because that will automatically get more flow into the country. And yes, I do understand there are a lot of challenges and there are a lot of things which are going around, obviously in the circles. If the government is able to make it more online, so rather than somebody going to the embassy in their own country, right? Because don't know the situation, how long does it take? I mean, imagine if there's an 80-year-old couple who wants to come to India and just to go to get the visa from their home to the place where they have to go to the embassy and collect the visa, it takes 2 hours. Why will I go? I'd rather prefer go to a neighboring country and go back to my home out from there. So yes, if I can make things, government can help us to get things more streamlined online, it definitely going to. And everybody knows, I mean, Indians are good in terms of the warmth, the culture, everybody talks about that. And they want to come to India and to explore that. India is always taken, and we all know with the culture what we have, after every 100 kilometers, you've got a different kind of people, the food, the color, right from mountains to oceans, rivers, you got everything, deserts, you got everything in the country. It's just that we need to make it more simpler, easier for every traveler to come and explore our country.
So, what are the challenges that you believe need to be addressed to attract more tourists to India and to improve the condition of those working in the hospitality sector?
Infrastructure is getting far better compared to, I would say, what it was 10 years back. And everybody talks highly about the government, they've been able to do that, I would say. So people travel a lot on roads now, especially for a 4 hour and 5 hours distance, which used to be taking like 10, 12 hours on that part. However, I still see there a lot of infrastructure needs to be developed, especially in the areas, if I talk about the northeast and still other part of the country, which are still not accessible to a tourist who really wants to go out there and spend maybe a 3-night or 4-night stay out there. So that's one. Secondly, as I said, in terms of the GST, if those things can be more rationalized and made it simpler. Third, as I said, if we can really look into from the employee's point of view, I'm talking about a university which really builds up and scales up the travel and tourism economy of the country. I mean, you got fantastic universities, you talk about Switzerland and Dubai related to travel and tourism. Why can't we have? We are the hoteliers who got the best of these kind of warmth. Everything is with us. We have all the resources. I guess it's a matter of coming together and building up with one common goal. I guess that's kind of missing, which I see right now on that.
You mentioned the geopolitical conflicts and the uncertainty that emanates from that. What are the headwinds that you believe could drag down the hospitality sector's growth in the near future?
India, I would say, I believe we are still in the safest zone right now on earth, looking at what's happening across us. I do see it has dented, specifically for the tourists going to the hill station. I'm talking about the foreign traveler. Foreign traveler going to the beach stations, it has definitely impacted out there. Considering the metro cities, I don't see much of impact. Considering the hotels which are able to maintain the quality and standards, I don't see a dearth out there. Why? Reason is simple, because there is enough and more potential in terms of domestic travel, which is happening right now. We see enough and more of domestic leisure traveler, which is also on the rise. When I was talking about the pilgrimage cities going out that part. I don't see a challenge as said when you're talking about India as a destination within the country. Yes, the number of foreign tourists have gone down. And in case the geopolitical situations don't ease out much, I see it's going to take more than a year for things to settle down when we really see groups and groups of foreign travelers traveling to India to safe. So it's not that they don't like India, but you need to have a safe travel to find a safe location to come to India from those countries which are into the war zones right now.
But do you also believe there is a need for India to market itself better?
Absolutely. There's a lots and lots to be done. Again, we'll take an example of Dubai, Singapore. You talk about small countries like Vietnam, the amount of money they spend on their marketing. And I'm talking both from the government and both from the hotel community together. There is definitely the need of marketing, a lot. And we know, I mean, if I'm able to see something when I'm scrolling something and it comes in my eyes, I obviously book. If I see something which is missing, I have no idea. So why will I even book on that part?
So Kush, personally, you've had quite the journey from a room boy to the CEO of a well-recognized hotel brand. Take us through some of the lessons that you believe could inspire confidence in today's youth.
I would say, I probably can sum it up quickly. I mean, I always use the word as TIPS, which is TIPS. T stands for me as transparency. See, whatever you're doing in your personal life or professional life, if you're being transparent, you will have a sound sleep in the night. People who missed or who have always have those dreams and they're always scared is because obviously they've done something wrong. And I'm talking both from a professional and personal life out there. So be transparent in whatever you're doing. I encourage my employees to make mistakes, but make genuine mistakes. And if you made the mistakes, please make sure you avoid repeating those mistakes again. And that's the fastest way to learn, including the youth for today, anywhere in the world. That's one. Second is the innovation, and we do a lot of stuff in our hotels. And just to give you an example, the Noida hotel, which we are opening up next year, is going to be the smartest hotel in terms of technology the world hoteliers have ever dreamt of. So there's lots happening out there in terms of technology. And when we talk about technology as a brand, we don't talk about technology that we're spending crores of rupees. We inbuilt our own technology with our own set of people in-house on that. And yes, we do work with a lot of startup guys. So it helps both sides. So that's innovation I'm talking about. Third, when I'm talking about in tips, it's P. P is passion. If you do not like something, I always tell my people, I say, please don't do that. There's no point in dragging. It's like you get on a wrong train and you want to continue and you don't want to pull the chain and stop, even if you have to pay a fine. So pay a fine and stop your journey and then start a new journey rather than dragging yourself on a wrong journey. So if it's not in your heart, meeting the people is not in your heart, helping the people is not in your heart, solving the issues of people is not in your heart, hotel industry obviously is not the right. And even that, for that matter, even any customer care industry is not the right industry, I would say. Then you can definitely be a scientist or a researcher for that matter on that part. And S is simple. We all human beings want everything to be as simple as possible. We love simplicity. So, and in hotels, I always keep talking about the people who are we are dealing as customers are human beings. So stop taking and treating them as robots. They also have a heart beating in them, the way you have a heart beating in you. So in case you can welcome them with a smile, which is missing, we've lost the art of laughing and smile as human beings today. So if in hotel community as hoteliers, we can still maintain that for a longer duration, I guess that simple word handles everything for today's youth on that.
Wonderful. So, Kush, Roseate as of now has 5 hotels abroad and 3 in India. Going forward, are you going to focus on the same strategy of having more international properties abroad, or is the focus going to be, say, 50-50 in terms of the number of properties in India as well as abroad? What's the outlook?
We would love to have 50-50 percentage in case that's possible, obviously. Otherwise, as I said, we've never kind of been held-bound that we need to have those many hotels abroad and those many in India. Why I mention again 50-50 is a good ratio for us. As I mentioned, because we are the largest travelers in the world as Indians. So we are already, and we all know, right, only 7% of Indians hold the passport right now. So imagine the way the growth is happening. In case we have hotels in those key locations where Indians would always love to travel. I know if I'm traveling from my country to another destination for the first time, and I know my country brand, hotel brand, is existing in that place where I'm traveling, would I love to, as emotional person, would I love to book that hotel? Yes, I would love to. So in case somebody has stayed and experienced the hospitality of Roseate brand, and if they've traveled to Dubai tomorrow, and if they find Roseate is also there, and from Dubai they're traveling to United Kingdom, I'm pretty sure they would love to book the Roseate house, right? Hotel out there. So that's our strategy I'm talking about. 50-50, yes, it's a good number. We're definitely looking into that. However, in case we are getting more properties to open in India, we get the perfect locations, we definitely will be expanding more in India as well on that.
So finally, the question everyone's been asking, what is the impact that you believe AI is going to have on jobs in the hospitality sector?
It will only add to more jobs, at least in India, I'm talking about, where hoteliers really, really want to scale up their brand. We're doing good amount of stuff in terms of AI. We incorporated AI, I would say, in terms of the employee well-beings, in terms of the guest well-being, in terms of the employee experience, guest experience, and it's showing amazing results for us as a brand. I see, at least for my brand, including AI, inculcating AI is never going to let my employees leave the organization. And we will make sure, because we take AI as our backbone to make sure that eases our job, and my employees and we have more time to interact with the guest. And this is what is expected for hoteliers. Rather than having robots and the machines do the job, because that guest who's coming to your hotel wants a human being with those emotions to meet, greet, and serve. And we are very focused on that. We are not going to let AI take over the employees out here.
Kush, thank you so much for talking to PTI Video. Pleasure having you with us.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much. Thank you.